Hi everyone, my name is Melanie Fritz. I'm the operations manager at the Rio Library. Sorry, talk over here. Let's see here. Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of reading this as I didn't do the presentation last year. Oh, thank you. I can see it from the back. What we do in the library is we have both in-person and online library services. For a lot of our in-person, mostly employees is who we serve in person since we are distance learning. So a lot of the online stuff is actually more for our enrolled students. However, if you do come to the library, we have a lovely selection of books and DVDs available for checkout. A lot of the books that we have, there's one section that's very popular. Those are what we call leisure books, so they're current bestsellers. And the same with movies. We try to purchase all of the movies that are up for Oscars or nominated or who have won. So that's always a big draw for people. About twice a month, we send out a new books, new arrivals at the library. That you might want to watch for because that's stuff that we recently purchased that's available for checkout. A lot of it is popular interest. However, we do also buy a lot of things that support curriculum and the needs of our faculty, administrators, and staff. So we also have interlibrary loan. With interlibrary loan, we have both within the community college district. Now that encompasses all 10 libraries across the district. So there's a huge pool of resources that you can pull on that is available just within the district. And then also we do nationwide interlibrary loan. Some of the people that have taken advantage of that are people that are working on higher level degrees and they rely on us to help them do their research that they need. We also have reference assistance. We have in-person, phone, and we have 24/7 chat, which is a really nice feature. That is available 24/7, 365 days out of the year. So if you're doing research at 2 a.m. in the morning, there's going to be someone available online to answer your research questions. So that's a really good resource to have if you are an employee. And of course, that is also, the students use it heavily. We have a very large online collection of full text periodicals, magazines, that type of thing. I would recommend if you need any help finding what resources we have is to either give us a call or you can talk to one of our librarians online or whatever. There's some wonderful stuff that you have available to you as an employee here at Rio that you can access from here, and don't quote me, but I think you can also access it from your home too with the proper logins. We also, in the library, we are responsible for all of our copyright and licensing for our online courses. I'm one of the people who handles those. There is a huge amount of what we call third-party material that is in a lot of the courses, but this was done to make it one-stop shopping for students. So if you sign up for a course and you have required readings or anything like that, that is all embedded in your course and it's a click away. So it's available anytime you need it. Right, I already covered that. We also do library instruction. We have a lot of dual enrollment classes. Janelle Underhill, who is our main reference librarian, she's always traveling out to high schools and doing sessions. We also have some in-person classes within the Rio community where she also goes out and does those too. So, excuse me, those resources are available. If you need a one-on-one tutoring session on how to use library resources, like I said, Janelle is always available to help you if you need further information on how to do research. We used to hand out a DVD that basically said, here's the library resources, here's what we have. Now that is all embedded online, streaming videos within the library website. So you can click on those and that will also give you information on how to access certain resources, whether you're searching for a magazine article, you need to read an ebook, or any other information that would be pertinent. And obviously who we serve, our students here at Rio and actually across all 10 campuses. This is part of the One Maricopa seamless experience. If you are a student enrolled at any of the colleges, you can use Rio's resources to a certain extent. There are certain databases that are just for Rio students, but most of the databases that you're going to find on the library webpage here at Rio are available at all 10 Maricopa libraries. Obviously, our employees, we also serve the district too, so we have a lot of district employees that come over to check out materials and obviously movies, things like that. And then, of course, we also are open to the community. While we don't get as much traffic with community borrowers as some of the other colleges do, the resources are available in-house for them to use. There are limits as to what they can check out, which all of those FAQs are actually up on our webpage. Who we are. Our library director, who is also the faculty chair for library services, is Hazel Davis. Janelle Underhill, who is our reference librarian, and she also does instruction. We also house Karen Doherty. She is the virtual reference librarian, and she actually is virtual reference for the entire district, but we're lucky to have Karen here. She's a wonderful resource to have in person. Then there's me. And then we have 3 full-time staff, Tricia Hansen, Christopher Orp, and Sarah Hall, and they usually man the circ desk, so they're usually the first person you're going to see when you walk into the library is one of those 3 employees. And obviously they're there to serve anything you need help with. Right now we are located, because this just happened over the holiday break, we moved from the 2nd floor up to the 5th floor. We are becoming a part of the Knowledge Commons, which is actually going to encompass 3 areas. It's going to encompass the tutoring center, the computer lab, and also the library. We're still phase 3 of construction, so the resources are available, but it's not totally open yet. So if you come up there, you might get a little confused because there is a large black plastic curtain that has us cordoned off from the other 2 areas while the construction is being completed. So the handout that I handed out to everyone has our hours till 9 p.m. Right now, everything's kind of in flux. We are not open till 9 o'clock yet in the library, although the other 2 areas are open till 9. So my suggestion would be is to check the website. When hours change, that will be posted immediately on the website. But right now we're only open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 on Fridays, and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. So because of current budget constraints and that, we're not quite sure if we're going to actually have those full hours or if there'll be some changes to that also. Obviously, what's new? The Knowledge Commons. When the area is completely open, it's going to be really, really nice. The concept was to merge these types of services so that it was basically one-stop shopping for students. You need to use a computer, you need help with tutoring, you need library resources. They're all available now on the same floor in the same area, which previously, those of you that have been here a while realized we used to be on the 2nd floor, the computer lab was on the 5th, and then the tutoring department was next to them, but they were all in separate departments. So now it's going to be all open. We have a couple of customer astonishment stories that we put on here. You can kind of read what they said, that obviously our faculty are very pleased with us. The students give them feedback on how they've been served in the library. And then also that top one was a district office employee who was working on his PhD, and he utilized us a lot for help with his research and that. So he was very appreciative of the help that he received. So that's pretty much it. Does anyone have any questions about the library? You're all welcome to come on up, check it out, see what we've got. Like I said, we have a lot of leisure books, popular titles. Yes?
One question is, I'm just really curious, who is awake at 2 in the morning to live chat with people? Is that
You would be surprised because we do see the transcripts. Students.
But I mean, who in the library staff actually has to do
Oh,
that?
I should have explained that. It is a vended service.
Oh, okay.
So they hire people all over the country, actually. So you never know who you're going to be chatting with. During the day, Monday through Friday, it will be a Maricopa librarian. Weekends, holidays, and nights, It is staffed by librarians that are under contract, and I can't remember the name of the company that we use, but obviously they're very receptive. And you'd be very fascinated by some of the transcript stories that we see, because we do read the transcripts and evaluate them. And interesting questions.
Actually, I have one more question.
Sure.
I work off-site, and I've gotten two different answers about whether I can get books sent out to me at Perryville or not.
Okay, there's a reason for the two different answers. If it is a Rio material, we can send it out to Perryville. However, we've made an agreement with the other libraries in the district that we would not ship books to our other locations from other libraries. It's like going from place to place. So if you need a book from another library, I would suggest being able to pick it up in person. I know it's a little inconvenient because you're out at Perryville, but all of the Rio resources that we have are available to you, and all you need to do is send us an email or call us, and we will ship them over.
Excellent.
Okay? All right, thank you, Melanie.
Hello, my name is Richard Vanderhyde. I'm the property and receiving clerk here at Rio. I've been with Rio Salado College in the district for about 9 years now. Oh, can you hear me now? Okay. Today I'm going to present to you our presentation of the mailroom. I can't remember you see that. Okay. A few statements we have is, are there transcripts that need to go to universities across the country within a few days' time? Is your department having an event and several cases of materials need to be shipped by freight? Or is there a corporation in need of final material drafts that must be there overnight? Then look no further for your shipping and mailing needs than Rio Salado College mail operations. We handle over six different shipping companies with over 100 different ways that we can ship materials out from the college to anywhere in the world. We have, general postal service. We have several different ways of doing it, FedEx and UPS, as well as other independent freight companies. We serve all internal, external, as well as administrators, faculty, members, students, with materials getting out to wherever they need to go. It doesn't matter what your location is, whether you're at the Holcomb, you're on an offsite, you're across the new street in the dental clinic. We can get your materials there to you in a timely manner, regardless of where you're at. We have been told in the past by real employees, as well as administrators and stuff like this, we are our own little miniature United States Post Office. Anything there that you need done, we can have done. We do accept personal materials, so if you have a bill that you didn't make it out to the post office at the time, you can drop it off with us. We have a few employees that order stuff online that, I shouldn't have ordered it, so they need it to drop off. They drop it off with us. We make sure it goes out by whichever way that they're sending it back as. We also have our very own courier, in-house courier. He handles all our off-sites. He handles special deliveries to special locations that we have with our partnerships. So anything that needs to go out from Rio, from a particular offsite, we can have it done with the courier. As you can see there, that's what we do. We deliver materials to and from each of our offsite locations. We have a lot of changes on a daily basis in the mailroom. Just most recently, we had changes with our postage rates. Am I too far? Yeah, there we go. We have had a most recent postage increase. We're constantly changing on a daily basis because we're regulated by the U.S. Postal Service to make sure that our machines, our postage is up to policies, regulations, and standards by the U.S. Postal Service. So no matter what, it doesn't matter. I mean, we'll know the exact postage on every material that leaves this facility. Like I said, there's always something new, and we're here to help. It doesn't matter. Any questions, we're there to answer. We have 3 individuals in our office, myself, Darren, and our courier, Glenn. And between Darren and I, we have almost 30 years of experience in postal service. And astonishment stories, we have a lot. There's so much there that we'd be here for hours. But we do help everybody that comes there. I mean, even the simplest little question, big or small, I mean, it doesn't matter. We have the answers. If we don't have the answers, we'll find the answers. We are located here in the tower building behind the cafe on the first floor, tucked in a little corner by ourselves. That's our email address that will go directly to the mailroom, and somebody will respond back. This is my name, my phone number, my email address, and this is Darren. He's our receiving clerk there in the mailroom. All his information. And this is the email address we ask everybody to use and the phone number to contact the courier, Glenn, and he will answer all your questions when it comes to courier stuff. And thank you for using us. Any questions? Yes, Cookie.
Do you sell stamps?
No, right now we currently don't sell stamps. We're trying to work on a system with Todd to be able to start selling stamps to employees, because that's the biggest thing. You know, we have an employee that needs to get a bill or something out, or a material that they're paying for but the college isn't, and they need a stamp. And we just, you know, we're unable to even postage anything personal. I mean, now if it's school related, we'll throw, you know, whatever it costs on there. But no, at this time, no. Hopefully in the future. Any other questions? Nothing? That's it? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
My name is Dan Houston. I'm the interim director of Research, Planning, and Development. It's just a funny title. I mean, we have to use common titles, so we don't do any development really in our office. We do more research and planning, and more research than anything. We are temporarily located in the southwest corner of the 3rd floor in the tower in Tempe. We don't know how long temporary is in this case. And if you follow the signs, you'll get lost trying to find us. I mean, honestly, because the back doors are locked and it's a whole story. So when you exit the elevators, there'll be advisement and there'll be education. If you go towards education, then there's a door that says dual enrollment, and you go down that hallway, you'll find us. But don't follow the signs. Who are our main customers? Internal, faculty, administrators, staff. Externally, state and federal governments, grant partners. Internal, external, district office, and other Maricopa colleges. Contact information. This comes right from our SharePoint site on the web. And we're down to 3. And we also, what does it say? Oh, and several yet to be named team members. So we're in the process of hiring some folks. And as a part of the relentless improvement, we realized recently that we need to have we don't have a general number that you can call and get research. So we're looking into adding that. So it makes it easier for people to contact us and not have to figure out who they have to call on the little chart. I changed it a little bit. I said, who is new in institutional research? We currently have a great opportunity to rebuild our team. Furman Ornelas is the newest team member. He's a Texas A&M alumni with experience in high finance. I mean, he worked like at GE, in their finance department. He worked for, they would build credit risk models for like Home Depot, and he worked for American Express. And he's a brilliant person. It's great to have him there in the office. And we're also have an active search going on for the coordinator of institutional effectiveness. What is new in institutional research? Just a couple new projects that are going on. Governing board metrics is not really new, but we're in the process. The report came out, and these are the metrics the governing board uses across the colleges. And when the report is published, it's only published for Maricopa. It's not broken down by college. So we're in the process of breaking down that data for Rio, and we'll be sharing that with the executive team and others. Maricopa priorities is not something we're involved in yet, but we will be, I'm sure. And grants and grant support, along with several other things that we'll show you. What does IR do? It's a funny question because every college is going to be a little bit different. But at Rio, one of the things we do is instructor evaluations for the entire college in support of the relentless improvement. It's a core value. So, right, still, it hasn't changed.
IR does RI.
RI, yes. Oh, can I use that? We work with faculty and staff on survey design, development, implementation, analysis, and reporting. The governing board metrics, ad hoc data requests. So somebody want to know like what percentage of degree completers used financial aid, so we can find that information. In advising, we're working on a request for it's maximum financial. What is it? Maximum financial aid time. It's a program.
Maximum time frame.
Maximum time frame. MTF. Yeah. And we're trying to see if that is helping students to finish in a more orderly manner. We also provide support for several grants that Rio's received, like the TACT and All Roads Rio, and we publish data in things like the fact book. In supporting role, our office, we recently supported the HLC accreditation process. We help the committee and the chairs. We support the assessment of student learning outcomes and program review. And we work with the district IR council. There's council that comes together to coordinate things like we're getting ready to do a survey for student satisfaction at their colleges. Analytics, that's one of my favorite parts. This is why I originally came to Rio. Rio PACE is a nationally recognized tool to provide timely feedback to instructors and students. And there was a Achieving the Dream conference where Tinto, who was a leader in student retention, gave a shout out to Rio PACE, so that was kind of exciting. When you're in Rio Learn, when it's fully rolled out, you'll be able to see a little indicator for each student in each class, green, yellow, red, different shapes, to indicate how well a student is doing compared to students who have completed the course in the past. Right now, only chairs can see it because we're still finalizing the model, but it gives a real nice little summary to help students understand how well they're doing in the class if they think they need to improve in different areas. The PAR framework is the predictive analytics and reporting framework. It's a project involving 16 institutions of higher education where we're bringing together data. So like one of the participants is WGU, Western Governors University, and their data is kind of different because you sign up, you pay tuition, and you take as many classes as you want during that time frame. They don't have like fixed start and end dates. So putting all that data together so we can compare apples and apples and try to identify some information that will be usable for all 16 institutions and also reports that will be usable is what we're working on there. And PAR and the next one, Building and Scaling Analytic Capacity, are both funded from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So that's pretty exciting. And the Building and Scaling Analytics Capacity is another grant from the Gates Foundation, but it's through Purdue University. So it's nice to be able to work with top research university. What does IR do for data? There are several options available for obtaining data at Rio. I mean, so we're trying to make it easier to help people understand. In general, if the data is for the following, it should come from our office. official reporting, data that's going to be used in external presentations or other public use, and data that would be used in research. So IS also supplies some data information services. There's Boxy, there's reporting services, there's cubes, there's all different kinds of things. It gets confusing really quick. So we've worked with IS team, we've simplified the request process. If we go to the help desk, there's a selection that says reports data requests. You click on the link, fill out the form, and submit it. You don't have to worry about who's the right person to ask. We figure it out behind the scenes, make the assignment, and you'll get your data. We'll probably call and ask you some questions to follow up, but that way you don't have to figure out, oh, do I need to call them or them? Oh, I'm going to call IR, who's on the list. So that simplified things, I think, for people. Customer astonishment story, ish. I put ish because we didn't have a specific one. But we get comments all the time from faculty, chairs, and adjunct faculty about they appreciate the feedback from the course evaluations. People are often surprised by the data that we can provide, and we often help out in a pinch with last-minute surveys or data requests. Any questions? Went pretty quick. Supposed to be questions. No questions. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Hello, we're going to talk about advisement. Let's see. So this is the simplest definition I could come up with what advisors do. It says that advisors are available anytime during a student's program to help choose the right courses, degree pathways, explore university transfer opportunities, and identify helpful college resources. And of course, there's a lot that goes into that. And we'll talk about that. This is, of course, a very high-level overview. You know, I was told I have 10 minutes, so. Okay, so students' goals. Students come to Rio Salado with a number of goals. They could be working on a course for their own personal interest or career advancement, or for another program somewhere, either another community college or another university. So we have lots of students like that. And just to kind of give you a picture, roughly we have about 43,000 online students, and about half of those fall into this category where they're seeking a course with us for some purpose like that. But that still leaves the other half, 22,000 that are seeking a program with us. And that's where the rest of this comes in. And I mean, that's still a very significant number. We have lots of certificates where a student takes a certain number of courses to lead to a particular type of employment. We have associate's degrees that lead directly to employment. Typically, a student's not planning to transfer for one of those, but of course that's always still an option. And then we have associate degrees that are designed to transfer to bachelor's degrees and beyond. Again, being a public community college, we see students with every kind of goal you can think of. And with the transfer opportunities, we have official agreements with the 3 Arizona State universities, you know, ASU, NAU, U of A. We also, through the district, we have partnerships with over 30 different universities. And so when it comes to going to one of the state schools, we can tell exactly what associates they could do to transfer. Also, too, we work closely with counseling. If a student doesn't know what they want to do, there's still a lot we can do for them, but we're going to want them to also work with a counselor or take one of our career development courses. Okay. When and where we are available. Of course, Tempe is our main office, and students can call, come in, or chat for advisement. They also email us quite a bit. And there's no appointment necessary at our Tempe location. Most of our work is still done over the phone, but we have a steady stream of students in person all day long. We also have in-person advisement. Right now, it lists 6 locations up there: Avondale, Communiversity, East Valley, Lifelong Learning Center, Northern, and Thomas, and more to come. Definitely we recommend an appointment for those locations since there's only one person there. So, A big function of our office is to do transcript evaluations. A lot of Rio Salado students come with transcripts from other places. And we have a team dedicated to doing that. I'll show you where they put this information. And typically, we are able to evaluate transcripts in 1 or 2 weeks. Rio Salado has what's called the Electronic Student File, or ESF. We've had this for 15 years now. Over the years, we've made different tweaks to it. The last version, version 3, we released a year ago. And it has information such as advisor information, advisor contact information. We do recommend that students meet with the same advisor every time. It makes things easier, but we don't require that. So students can see their advisor contact information, but if their advisor is not available, they can talk to the next available person, and that advisor will be able to access this information. So there's things like advisor contact information, there's a to-do list. Something that we've had all 15 years is a check sheet, an online check sheet, where we track the student's information and it doesn't get lost. It amazes me, it's 2013, there's still schools out there using pieces of paper for this. And previous to this, I was at such a school and it doesn't work. And I was really glad that we had this when I got here. And it's nice because most of our work's done over the phone, so we are able to view, student and staff member can view this information together over the phone or in person or however they're interacting. A new feature we have this last year is a planning tool. So on the right-hand side, students and staff can list courses that are left and then drag them over into the semester that they want to take them. That way they can see a whole picture of each semester and when they're going to be done, which is the best part. Because that's a huge factor in retention and completion, is having a plan and being able to see when things are going to be done. Otherwise, sometimes for a lot of students, it's just kind of a foggy, I know I have to do some things, but I'm not sure. And when you put this all down for them, they really can see. Just the other day, I had a student come in, had a lot of credit from another school. She needed 6 classes left. She still thought she had quite a bit of time. We plotted it all out. We showed her, okay, you're going to go full-time spring. That leaves you 2 classes. And you could just see, wow, you could feel the excitement she had that she was going to be done this summer. And she didn't, before talking to us, she didn't have that idea. She just thought, wow, I know I got a lot of ways to go still. So the other nice thing is we have some pre-programmed markers, and one of them on the right is graduating this semester. So we can actually pull that over into their semester. They can see it. Since it's pre-programmed, we could pull data from it as well. All right, and I just made a copy of the services page because as an advisor, we do make lots of referrals to lots of places. Again, this is a very high-level overview, but anything a student's having trouble with, we either answer or we help them find the right spot, as most of us will do. We do prerequisite approvals. Our main function isn't to register students, but that is something that we can do in our office. We can register students, but when it comes to approving prerequisites, we do that in our office, and typically it takes a day or 2. We also house program admissions. There's a few programs that have applications such as teacher prep or dental hygiene, and we take in those applications and get students approved for their programs. All right, and then just coming fall 2013, these are district initiatives, but definitely advisement's heavily involved in these things. Mandatory placement testing. So those that are new to college and seeking a degree will need to take the placement test. And that's always been a recommendation anyway, but now it's going to be a requirement. And also course placement, so taking those courses in their first year that they do test into, meaning English, math, and reading. Advisement. Again, we've always wanted students to see an advisor, so when it's mandatory, we will look at ways of handling the additional students that might come to us. So you may see some group work in person and online coming. In orientation, last year we launched an online orientation that's actually in Rio Learn, and so that will continue. Again, it's really cool that if a student meets the criteria, the course is automatically added to their course list in Rio Learn. And then also, if students do test in any courses below 100 level for English, math, and reading, they will be required to take a CPD class. So these things are all coming this fall. And just really quick, I'll let you read that. I can't quite read it from back here, so. But just, we have Student Affairs has a little way to nominate staff, so students can put in when they appreciate the service. And again, it's nice because none of us get enough appreciation for all the hard work we do. So it's just a way of showing appreciation. And it's nice for staff to get that feedback. So here's a couple that we've gotten over the years. All right, that's all. Do you have questions?
And the electronic student file, will it show just the classes taken at Rio Salado or through the district?
Everywhere.
Okay, and then how far does it go back?
I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of times we get that where students say, I took that class 5 years, 10 years, 30 years. Is it too old? No, typically not. There's only a couple, basically as far as programs go, computer technology has some restrictions, but the rest of them don't. So we typically can use courses from any time. And that's what we do is we get all the students' transcripts and then put them all in there and then they can see what's left. Okay, other questions? All right, thank you.